In this short presentation, you will be able to discover the top secret strategies of a very small group of men who have far more success with women than they rightfully deserve. If you're serious about taking your success with women to a level most men will never even dream is possible, this just might be the most important video you'll ever watch. What if I were to tell you that while you and your friends are out there struggling to meet women and get dates, there is a very small group of men who have figured it all out and quietly enjoy more women in a month than most men will have in a lifetime? You'll never hear about these men or their amazing conquests, and you wouldn't be able to pick one out of a lineup if your life depended on it. Why? Well, they typically aren't rich or handsome, and very few fit the picture of what most would consider a pickup artist to look like. In fact, most of them look plain. Up until very recently, they have preferred to keep their secrets to themselves, discussing their tactics only in secret forums and private mailing lists tucked away in the far corners of the internet, where only the extremely curious and stupidly lucky could ever hope to stumble upon them. My name is Clifford, and I'd like to share with you the amazing story of how I accidentally became one of the founding fathers of this community, and give you the secrets we've discovered that you can use to meet and date the women of your dreams. But I have to warn you, what you're about to hear may shock you and will definitely change the way you think about women and dating forever. When I was in my teens, I was pretty shy. I guess the best way to describe me would have been nerdy. It seemed in the beginning that getting a woman into bed was an almost insurmountable task. I was able to make friends with women, but being intimate was another story. This may sound funny to you, but I'm totally serious. I didn't have a girlfriend until I was about 18, and my time with her lasted for 2 periods of about 6 months each. I attribute that to pure luck, because I really had no idea how I was able to get her interested in the first place. And I didn't know what I was doing that kept her interested in me. But it certainly wasn't because I wasn't trying. I looked everywhere for information on how to be successful with women. You know those old How to Pick Up Girls books you would see in the back of magazines? I ordered them all, and I scoured used bookstores for more of them. Well, as you can imagine, nothing really gave me the results I was looking for. I learned a few things, but I was far from where I wanted to be. I also forced myself to approach women. I remember one of the first times I went up to a woman in a disco. I was really shocked when she was totally uninterested, as I couldn't understand how she couldn't see that I was a good guy. I learned rather quickly that there was a lot more to meeting a woman and getting her interested than just having the nerve to go up and talk to her. The next few years were filled with hit and miss successes and lean times, but finding out how to attract the kinds of women I was interested in remained a mystery and a burning desire. But between you and I was secretly worried it might never happen for me. Maybe there has been a time when you felt the same way. Fast forward a few years where one day I heard a couple of local radio announcers were talking about how a seduction guru was a guest on a television talk show. I missed that show, but I was determined to find out what the fuss was about. I called up the station in New York, and they gave me the guru's phone number. I called it, and the person on the other end of the line told me that he had published a book, which I ordered immediately. A couple of weeks later, I received a glued-together collection of hardcore how to pick up women tips, which I absolutely devoured. I was so taken by this guru that I flew to Los Angeles and met with him, and managed to hang out with him a couple of times. His advice helped, and I met an attractive woman who became my girlfriend for a couple of years, and who is still a good friend to this day. However, getting involved with her put my pickup studies on hold. After a couple of years, though, we broke up, and I got in touch with this guru again. But now things had changed. Through this guru, I managed to meet up with some other like-minded guys who were interested in this stuff, and some of them were very good. This was about the same time the internet was starting to play a role in society, so I decided to try the whole email thing out and make my own email list for guys who were interested in improving their success with women. I started by sending out some of my own tips and questions I had about meeting women to some of my new friends. Over the next few weeks, my inbox was flooded with new mail. Several of the top guns I had sent the email to responded to my questions, and their insights were amazing. I had asked for advice on how to get a woman's phone number, and one of these guys had written back with a detailed word-for-word plan that showed me exactly how to walk up to a woman and strike up a conversation easily, get her phone number with zero resistance, and exactly what to say to her on the phone to set up a date. I had also asked about tips for meeting women in bars and nightclubs, and another guy wrote back with a detailed strategy he had been using for the last 4 years to meet women and bring them back to his place the very same night, week after week. I also shared a tip I had discovered for striking up conversations with waitresses and cashiers, and a friend wrote me back and said it was so good that he just had to share it with his friends. I took all of the great suggestions and tips I'd gotten back, put them all together in one big email, and sent it back out to everyone on my list. Little did I know that that moment would be the start of something big. From that point on, every time I sent out an email, I received dozens of replies. It was a regular thing for guys to forward the emails to their friends, and for their friends to ask to join the list. Guys would look up their friends who were naturals with women and invite them to come on board. I started to hunt for men with skills. When I found out about someone who was successful with women, I wanted them to be on the mailing list and I wanted them to send in their thoughts. Friendly competition came into play. People began sharing their very best tips and strategies, stuff they had worked years to develop and to claim newfound fame amongst their peers. Newbies were free to ask questions which the gurus fought to answer, adding more and more priceless knowledge to the bank. My tiny list had quickly turned into a treasure trove of seduction material. Once or twice a week, I would take the very best stuff and put it together and send it out again, prompting a whole new torrent of replies. Guys began referring to it as Cliff's List, and the name stuck. Several guys turned me on to other secret places on the internet where this stuff was being discussed. These places were often password protected, and guys would share tips and even pictures of the women they had seduced. And let me tell you, many of these women were amazing. Some men were even skilled enough to seduce famous actresses and models and posted the proof. Of course, I would scour these forums and chat rooms for the very best stuff, which I would then share with my readers. My little list has been around for over 15 years now. Of course, the really great thing about it is what it has done for men personally, including myself. Over the last 8 years, thanks to all of the great information guys around the world have been so generous to share, I have helped turn the lives of many guys around. They no longer have the same problems they used to have with women. It sure feels good to have made such a difference, let me tell you. And now, I want to continue helping other guys do the same. But here's the thing. Even with all of the great information flowing through the list, it's still not easy to put together all the bits and pieces someone needs to be successful in their dating life. Maybe I would pick up a great tip for building one's confidence one week, and a new great first date idea a couple weeks later. But due to the format of the list, there has never been an A to Z plan for success that would cover all of the bases in one fell swoop. If a guy were to subscribe today, it might take him a while to absorb all of the information that he personally needs to be successful with women. And what if the one piece he needed was in a back issue? It would take a year to read them all, and that's no good. I knew exactly what I needed to do. I decided that I needed to get the very best contributors together in one room, bring in a camera crew, and get them to share their detailed strategies and secrets live on tape for the benefit of all men who had shared in our struggle. But would they do it? I sent out an email to the list and got back a resounding yes. Dozens of men volunteered to speak. Many of them were among the best of the best. Of course, I handpicked only the cream of the crop. I had to twist a few arms, but eventually I had the all-star lineup that I was looking for. In total, I had 21 of the world's greatest seducers, pickup artists, and dating experts. Each one agreed to share their exact formula for success with women and reveal the secrets they had spent years to perfect. The event was to be 3 whole days long, so each one would have plenty of time to lay it all out. I couldn't wait. After months of preparation, it all came together, and let me tell you, it was incredible. I can't tell you how excited I am to be able to finally offer this program to you. But what I'm really excited about is the success with women that you are going to have after you learn what's inside. Out of the 20 presenters you'll hear from, only 2 of them are what you would consider to be naturals. These guys have always been good with women, and you'll learn why. But the other 18 guys you'll hear from are the exact opposite. They are all regular guys, just like you and I, who were once frustrated with their lack of success with women and decided to do something about it. Each one of them has made a complete turnaround and is now able to attract more hot women than any one man can possibly hope to handle. And each one of these guys is going to share with you exactly how they did it and show you how you can duplicate their level of success quickly and easily without all of the pain, frustration, and hard work. These guys worked their butts off for years figuring out these techniques and strategies, but you'll be able to learn them all in just a few short days, and you'll start seeing results with women immediately. Click on the button below to get access to this program now. You'll be glad you did. And remember your risk-free guarantee.